Boy, and everybody think. Big up people, big up, big up, big up. So today may I keep it simple today, good morning. I keep it simple today now people. We see we here today. I may have a video coming out about it when I read it me break it down. The media release from the Integrity Commission last night. It's so funny. About 12 o'clock in the morning, them released that something up on Twitter, you know. Boy, the, the Integrity Commission, the Integrity Commission, the Integrity Commission media release. The Integrity Commission media release, what they dropped last night. You see me? When they really check the details of it, which as me said, me do a video already. All of the moves them want to look at all of the facts them. One, the political ombudsman removal was one of the first chess moves them. You understand what I say? In an original state. Because the political ombudsman, if they never did remove the political ombudsman, I wouldn't know how important the political ombudsman is. Zane, and that's why I'm titled this video, integrity will always win over corruption. You understand? And in this instance, it won't be any different. Won't be any different. Alright, so they remove the political ombudsman. Zane, we hear that 8 persons in the parliament actually is under investigation for illicit enrichment. And then one of the biggest bombshell drop last year, one of the main person of the Prime Minister himself. You understand what I say? Main person. Alright, that happened. So what would an innocent person do in that space? What would an innocent person do in that space? And him wrongfully accused of what they suspect in the Integrity Commission report. What would they do? They would have made things so they would make the investigation go along because they're confident. Now, why the IC report important last night? Basically what it's saying is that they have to comply and cooperate with the Integrity Commission. So them can't use this thing about constitutional, it's against them constitutional rights of privacy. No. The statutory declaration itself requires information for accuracy to prove that you have not done anything illegal to earn the money that you have. You understand? So the Integrity Commission is operating under the law, right? Now they make an express move again. I'm here, Senator Scott Motley say it, but before she said it, I heard J. Stevens say they're going to remove the closing of the parliament before June 30th because June 30th is the day when they're supposed to have the annual report of the Integrity Commission by law. It is the deadline. I never know that. You see, all of these things and things that them are doing, make me learn more. I never know that. I never know say there's a set date. And remember, the Integrity Commission sent out a memo June 17, 2025, No, January 17, 2025, And it was about the statutory declaration to make sure that they give out all of the information that is necessary. So, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that what they have done is the other 7 persons them and possibly more in the Jamaica Labour Party that is under investigation. Hold on then. Prime Minister in the Jamaica Labour Party that is under enrichment. Those reports would come out. Those reports would come out. If they are certified, they are certified. If they are not, they are not. Now, can you imagine the Jamaica Labour Party going into a forced election because by September 3rd, to 15th, the government will be automatically dissolved. There will be no parliament, and that is the constitution. And then the election would be between then and December 15th. So this year election would have to keep, unless something crazy happens, like a war pops off or some craziness, like what Marlon Malawu was talking about. Sassy 81, what's up? Right? So more just follow me, you know. They put it up to, I believe, June 24th, 6 days before the government is supposed to be before the government parliament is supposed to close for summer break or whatever they want to call it. Why them do that? Why them do that? Because they don't want, and this is my opinion based off the evidence, they don't want the Integrity Commission report to be tabled, because those other 7 people or more that is under investigation for illicit enrichment is more than likely that they cannot certify their assets. They cannot explain how they're making all the money that they're making, because it's skullduggery. So you can imagine those people being exposed before an election, and they already have problems. They already have problems. I mean, I just 23 seat them up secure. We all know that. And I'm going to try to get 7. Right now, they're in a problem. The PMP have a country on lock right now in terms of the constituencies them and the MPs them are locked down. St. Mary locked. Portland, all them are going them in a problem up the Daryl Vaz and Anne-Marie Vaz. They're in a problem. You understand? Because people must see through them. But I promise. And then the bag of scandal with Daryl Vaz name I call up in with SSL. And he come like the same brother we are talking about a while ago. A badness I go on with. Boy, driver I get mad. Man, I'm going bad for the road. Anyway, so me I say, can you imagine those people being exposed before the election date is even set? People, a political suicide, you know. A political suicide, you know. Them couldn't survive that type of blow there. So the man they make a chest move. The man and this is more reason for the well-thinking Jamaicans to see what kind of character and operation these guys are running, and for you to exercise your vote in the proper manner. Vote for integrity. You understand? You can't vote for these guys, man. If these guys had any integrity, oh shoot. If these guys had any integrity, ladies and gentlemen, they would have allowed the parliament to end June 30th, and they would have allowed the Integrity Commission report to be released. Let me tell you something. Let me just put it this way. Wagwan Nelson, let me put it this way. If the PMP was the ones under investigation, and it was 7 of them that was touted to have, you know, I don't know if you can cut it through you're saying, bro. But the one way you're saying, say nah, try. Anyway, Wagwan Neki, if it was the PMP members that was under investigation for illicit enrichment, I'm telling you, it would have ended July 2nd just to make sure that those reports would have been tabled. I'm telling you, just to make sure those reports would have been tabled. But because it's the JLP and they are in power, they are using their power wisely to manipulate, right, affairs. That is what I believe. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. If I did a PMP member them under investigation for illicit enrichment, what would I go on? Would not feel like say, then would I make sure so the report them come out? Because it would have been to them advantage. They would have tear down the PMP and I say, yo, them a thief, and look at this disgrace and vote for us. We have integrity. That's exactly what they would be doing. They would be piling it on the PMP more than the PMP is piling it on them. I think the PMP is not aggressive enough. in actually putting out these facts. I don't think they're aggressive enough. When you see Senator Scott Motley come out and talk the way she talked last night in Papi, you know say it ain't gone bad. And I'm so happy. God bless that lady. Keep that lady. Keep her strong and sharp. She have a serious job to do when the PMP wins. You understand? Because she's gonna be a real minister of justice, one that upholds justice. Hey, there, I check you need to come down, you know. You need to go to prison. Oh, you fi tell the people them say they not fi cooperate with the Integrity Commission. When you know the Integrity Commission Act. See the thing released last night? The judge said everybody supposed to comply and cooperate with the Integrity Commission. When them ask you for the information, you give them the information. You got prison if you not do it. You understand? Because them are going to investigate even more now. Them are going to send it to the FID. And we have to clean up the FID because Dennis Strong have to go. He's not qualified and my prime minister friend. Him have to go. You understand what I say? In a real life, I be a skullduggery man them a go on. The man them a, the man them a move like them a criminal, brother. Them now move like them innocent. Them now move like somebody with confidence say, yo, I mistake that man. Me can't explain that. I want to remember saying, the reason why Andrew Owen's statutory declaration cannot be certified is because he don't want to go any further in cooperating with the Integrity Commission. Him say him give them enough. I want to remember that, Andrew Owen say him give the Integrity Commission enough and him not feel like say him forgive them anymore and them a go against him constitutional right and in privacy. So you see what the judge rule. Integrity will always win. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. May I tell you that? You understand? Them say justice delayed is not justice denied. Justice kind of slow. And if you really look for how God operate, the same way how justice operate, the same way God operate, You ever hear them say God on time and not our time? A lot of us feel like say things should have happened already with enough things. Small things, big things in terms of justice. But when God operate on his own time, not man time. And justice and the opposition take it to court so we don't vote. I don't know. Anything them can do, them are going to do. Because them no ram for take them go to court. You know hear me, people? If you not hear me, put a one in the chat. Nah, God, the thing drop off. People, if you not hear me, put a one in the chat, people. Oh, just turn so. Ishan? Pleasant. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? A troll? A troll went. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Oh man, let me move this person. Man, I'm not even. Hey, shout out to KB. I'm not even. My whole thing I'm doing here is totally different from what's going on over there. Like, yeah, I was saying that you start paying NHT yet. Me live, You start paying NHT yet? NHT, National Housing Trust, the tax. Yeah, you need to. Yes, guys, listen. In the next 2 years, you're under 35. The PMP has a policy that in 2 years' time, if you pay NHT for 2 years, you'll be eligible to get a grant from the government of $500,000 to pay down on your own home. Any person under 35-year-old. Alright? You're very, very young, start pay NHT now. Go down on the office, find out how much you need to pay a year. Office, hold on there. Right? So go pay NHT. Go find out how much for the. No, nothing to do with voting. May I tell you, say the benefits them where the PMP are gonna give to everybody when they win the election. that is one of the benefits them for the young people. A grant of $500,000 to NHT contributors. You have to contribute to NHT for at least 2 years. I mean, I know you can go down and go ask them if you can contribute to NHT for 2 years, like one time. Ask them if you can do that. Ask them how much that is. Make sure you're eligible. You see me? So as a young person, and you have your kid, you know, whatever you want to start life, you can $500,000 whole heap of money for help if you pay down for one house, and then you can pay a mortgage. Them also have other housing plans as well. Them have a rent to own situation. You know, have to show proof of where you're earning money. As long as you can pay the rent consistently for 6 months, the rent becomes mortgage afterwards. You understand? We know say you not follow up a thing, but when you need to pay attention to the policies them with the man them a push. Because I them the thing them get me passionate. Anyway, people, how you doing? I home ownership percent, that's why we say PMP. I want a business and nobody want to say. Because the next one, then they not government for 9 years and them never did give you none of that. Patricia, big up yourself. Who is here? I am sorry. I knew the live got cut off. My apologies. Big up ABR News TV. She did check in. Big up Karen. Big up Maxine. I just got to send one message out again. I'll make them know I'm live again. Zine. I'll put up the calling number because more I hear from the people them too, you know. More I hear from the people them too. Plus me get an assignment. Me need to go research something. So right now, I have whole heap of work to do today. Lord have mercy. Father God help me. And you alone can help me, Father God. Give me the strength, give me the wisdom, give me the will to finish all of these tasks that I have to finish right now. Alright, here we go. We'll start it off this way. Make we start it off this way, Father God. Twitter. Yo, that bridge in here. Yo, Lothan Cousins, more big up Lothan Cousins. Mighty God of Daniel. I need to find that clip of Lothan Cousins. Hold on there. PBC Jamaica. We need to find that clip there, Lothan Cousins. So see there. Just find out while I go and if you pour me.
Visit jampja.org to view your MP's CDF info and tell them how this.
But people, the reason why I'm going live, you know, is for talk about the Integrity Commission winning the battle in court. Delroy Chuck, you as a justice minister is a poor excuse of a justice minister. You need to resign immediately. Don't even wait for the election. You're not supposed to depend on the ballot. Because for you to tell, hold on there. For you to tell, for you to tell the people in your parliament, say, oh, don't you know, tell them, encourage them to withhold information. You need to come down. Yeah, man, you need to come down, man. You need to come down. So, alright, see where I go on there now. Let me share my screen. I'm going to speed this up a bit, you know, because I'm going to go through this thing. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo VNR. And what I'm about to share here, a lot of people have shared it already, but I never got a chance to review it myself and really, you know, give my commentary on it. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. Mr. Lothan Cousins. Wow. Powerful.
Member from Clarendon Southwestern, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today I rise to contribute to the sectoral debates, and in fact, this is the final presentation on behalf of the opposition as we close the sectoral debates today.
Make them know me, General.
Speaking on the subject matter of land and housing. Mr. Speaker, this today is likely the final contributions to the sectoral debate. And in fact, we are entering a very interesting period of time where the life of the Parliament will be a bit uncertain as we go forward, as we expect to be on the other side in very short order. First and foremost, I will not even respond. Certain things, Mr. Speaker, we do not dignify with a response. First and foremost, I give thanks to the Almighty God, who has been my strength and my shield, my sustainer throughout this journey in public service. I thank him for the grace to serve, the wisdom to lead, and the courage to stand. To my family, your love has been my rock through long, difficult nights, difficult decisions, and time away from home. You have never wavered, and for that I am truly grateful. Mr. Speaker, as a son of the soil of Clarendon, I am forever grateful to my people, my family in southwestern Clarendon. Representing you has been the honor of a lifetime. Walking our streets, sitting at dinner tables, I have been entrusted to be your voice. And there's one thing you have always said to me, is that I speak boldly and I speak unapologetically on behalf of the people of southwestern Clarendon. Mr. Speaker, it is important, it's a very critical point in the presentation. Let me speak, Mr. Speaker, that I must acknowledge my 4 PNP councillors. 4 out of 4, Mr. Speaker. Carlton Bailey from the Milk River Division, Godfrey Knight from the Tollgate Division, Anthony Davis from the Yorktown Division, and Kijana Johnson from the Racecourse Division. A decision that rocked the Jamaica Labour Party to its core when their favorite councillor was beaten at the polls last year. And to my constituency executive, staff, friends and comrades, thank you for keeping the engine running. Your belief in the mission has not gone unnoticed. I must also extend sincere thanks to the staff of the Houses of Parliament. Ms. Colleen Lowe, a fellow Clarendonian, and a Glenmuir High School past student. You have done an excellent job thus far, and you have held the Glenmuir flagrants flag very high. Continue on that trajectory. To my colleagues from both sides of the House, one of whom is over there that will never return, and the comrades in the People's National Party, your solidarity, your strength, and your unwavering commitment for building a better Jamaica continues to increase. And finally, Mr. Speaker, to the leader of opposition, and I say without fear of contradiction, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Comrade Leader Mark Jefferson Golding. Thank you, Leader, for entrusting in me this responsibility. Your steady leadership, your clear vision for a more just and equitable Jamaica make it a privilege to serve under your leadership.
Want to hear that?
Madam Speaker, today I speak on an issue that sits at the center of Jamaica's historical fate. And this is a very important presentation, Madam Speaker. Today I speak on an issue that sits at the center of Jamaica's historical injustice and future prosperity, land ownership. For generations, Mr. Speaker, land has represented more than just acres and boundaries. It has symbolized freedom, it has symbolized stability, and it has symbolized dignity. Yet far too many Jamaicans still live without the security of tenure. The hope of ownership or the ability to pass on anything tangible to their children and the generations to come. It is time, Mr. Speaker, to end the shame of landlessness. Jamaica faced history as a legacy of inequitable distribution of land and disempowerment of the masses with regard to secure land tenure. Up until emancipation, The Crown, together with the owners of the estates, plantations, and pens, sometimes we hear me pen, things of pen. We understand that the whole country was separated in pens, and the owners of the pens crafted the Emancipation Act of 1833, which ensured that the newly freed labor force would continue working on the estates, limiting their access to land. That legacy still haunts all of us in here as members of Parliament today. Mr. Speaker, the government is the largest landowner, yet it has failed to utilize the assets for the benefit of the people. It has not sought to use this asset to eradicate the proliferation of unplanned and informal settlements. A PNP government, within the next 2 to 3 months, will undertake a program akin to what was done in Dominica, where the government undertook a radical land titling program by distributing the government land to those who are already in possession. This was done, Mr. Speaker, in some instances by selling the land at a percentage of the market value to those who already occupy them. Our research, Mr. Speaker, indicates that as of 2018, and I want to listen to this very carefully because these statistics are very important. As of 2018, the majority of Jamaica's population falls between the ages of 0 to 39. Of this number, 19 to 39, 975,000 Jamaicans are within that bracket. And most of these Jamaicans, these young people, are among the most directly affected by the deep lack of access to affordable land and housing.
Serious problem.
But the crisis, Mr. Speaker, extends further. There are many Jamaicans, aged 40 to 55, who still have not yet acquired housing. You know the dangers of that, Mr. Speaker? When you're in that age bracket, it is more difficult to secure a mortgage, a 25-year mortgage. And most Jamaicans who are in this age bracket, as a serious point, is yet to own anything. And beyond that, you have Jamaicans who are 55 and over, who still don't own a piece of the rock. It is also estimated that over 700,000 Jamaicans, some say the figure may be closer to 1 million, live in informal settlements because they cannot afford decent and affordable housing. Studies in 2004 and 2008 concluded that the Jamaican government owns 75% of these lands. The Commission of Lands, the Crown don't own any land in Jamaica anymore. The Commission of Lands has 47%. Agencies and the municipal corporations have another 53%. The solution is not far away, Mr. Speaker. Because we, the People's National Party, when we form government, will ensure no, don't do that. Mr. Speaker.
Big up Angela Brown Burke. Mr. Gentleman say, Angie, no, don't do that. Because you see the speech of this man, information that this man put forward. You know, the Jamaica Labour Party would like nothing more than to distract from the speech and not have these statistics come out. So you have them look loud bulldog over there keep trying to interrupt the general, Mr. Lawton. You understand? But he's so poised and he understands the assignment that he's just here to put out the statistics. Now, ladies and gentlemen, where's the lie? Between the ages of 18 to 39 in Jamaica, where are the new homeowners in the last 10 years? Who in that age group has had success in gaining home ownership? How many people you think? Who you think? Give this to me, mama. Give this to me. 13 if you pay. 1 second, the people. What is don't move. Don't over muscle. Yes. 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 Thank you. So Mr. Lowton Cousins. Boy, these statistics is very alarming, and even from 39, 42 to 55-year-old. I mean, how you gonna get a loan for pay down on a house? And the prices of the house is just not affordable at all. Thank you, General. Look more, yeah? Alright. Very serious conversation being had here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pay attention.
We will ensure that the political will to pass ownership to the people is initiated. You soon hear something because we're failing as a minister too. You soon hear. What is needed now is a radical shift, one that removes the stigma of informality and puts power back in the hands of the people. The next People's National Party government has identified land and housing as a priority for national transformation. We begin from the principle that every Jamaican who desires to own a home should be facilitated to do so at all costs. Home ownership in the 21st century must be treated as a right, similar to education and health. The inability of thousands to own a home is rooted in the structural inequalities that govern Jamaican society. One essential step is to accept informality as a legitimate mode of urbanization. We must support and collaborate with those who are parceling land and constructing buildings in informal settlements rather than working against them.
You hear that, Ancho?
I'll get to that soon.
You hear that?
This will not be easy. It challenges our sense of order. However, in a society marked by profound structural informality and deep inequality, true social cohesion can only be achieved through dialogue and consultation.
Remember
with
that.
A clear framework of legal reform.
Of course.
Such an approach will yield better results rather than a heavy-handed and punitive approach. Order in a democratic society comes from agreed norms, not from a big stick or a bulldozer.
Big stick and bulldozer. You hear that, Ancho? Lick down the people house.
A
Wicked.
future PNP government will take bold steps, including drawing inspiration from Dominica, as mentioned earlier. We will revisit the issue of government land and how persons who have been living on it for decades can benefit. We are not merely just giving it away, but a system must be designed to ensure that those in possession for an extended period be given an opportunity to legally acquire these lands. This is how we create an ownership society. When we do this, we're not only building an ownership society, we are building national pride. We are building progress. We are building and creating opportunities for independence. And we are most importantly resolving the long-standing issue of security of tenure. Mr. Speaker, regularizing these informal settlements can only contribute positively to society. The country stands to benefit immensely. It's a win-win. It gives land to the landless, it restores trust in the government, and has the potential to earn real-time revenue from lease, sale, and even property tax collections. I must quickly add, Mr. Speaker, that this approach is not a one-size-fits-all. Each community has its own unique set of circumstances. As said earlier, consultation will be important. In some cases, and we'll concede, and we'll be honest, we may have to relocate due to environmental and other factors which render certain areas uninhabitable. We will revisit how persons living on government land for decades can benefit from ownership, not through giveaways, as I said earlier. This is why we propose that under a future PNP government, the cost of the land will be excluded from the NHT housing prices. This will result, Mr. Speaker, in savings of $2 to $3 million per housing unit. What it simply means, Mr. Speaker, is that a NHT starter home is now at $14 million. When we form government, those units will be on the market for between 11 to 12 million. That represents savings. For those of us who know what paying a mortgage is like, you will appreciate the savings over 25 to 30 years. The funds that will now be at your disposal to use for other purposes. It might seem negligible, but it may be 10 to 15 to $20,000 in savings per year over 25 years. Those who mock it don't understand the hardships of the Jamaican people. And if they did understand, they would appreciate the significance of the proposal.
Exactly.
Mr. Speaker, sorry. The view has been advanced that land is not a trinket, a piece of jewelry as it was treated in the past. It ought not to be locked away and preserved unused for decades to satisfy the selfish motives of those who can afford to do so. This is particularly true of crown lands, crown or government lands, which in a real sense belongs to the people and should be used by the people for the benefit of the people. So we're not giving it to them, it's theirs. They are the ones who elected us here and put us here. They are the ones who ensured and suffered over decades and centuries. They have been occupying these lands and they deserve a piece of the pie. Mr. Speaker, we cannot discuss land ownership without looking at the Registration of Titles Act. Now, under this 1833 law, mark the date, a person in adverse possession of crown land was unable to prove possession unless they reach the 60-year mark. Our research has shown, Mr. Speaker, that in countries like England where this law originated, it is now 10 years. The 60 years is now 10 years, save and except for land on the foreshore. The view of the UK Commission that reviewed the law is that in these modern times, the government has a duty of care to its citizens to protect crown lands and to ensure their productive use. It is no longer permissible to use the explanation of the large acreage or resource constraints to restrict persons from occupying these lands. Under the next PNP government, we are proposing the reduction of 60 years to 25 years.
No, I have to talk, pan. I have to speak on this. I never knew this. I never knew that this was a thing. I never knew the comparison between England and this old law, right? You have to be on a land for 65 years. And England has gone past that and gone to 10 years. And what Mr. Cousins, Mr. Lothan Cousins is and the PMP is proposing is that they're gonna move it from 65 to 25. And that's good, don't get me wrong, that is excellent. There wasn't even a proposal. Well, I'm sorry, I never 15. I'm sorry it wasn't 15, but it's kind of moving. I see what they're doing because the people that are already on lands, the 25 year is going to be excellent for them. For the persons, the direction in which they're going in terms of land ownership, you won't really have quote unquote what they call squatters anymore. They're trying to eliminate that totally to make it easier for people to have equity, something that you can pass down to your children. I was watching I was streaming the Papine, Miss Patricia Duncan Sutherland, Mrs. Patricia Duncan Sutherland, excuse me. All respect to her and her husband. And they showed this lady and she was talking about the fact that, they are on lands but they don't have the title. And they've been on there for years and they have built their houses and they've had their families there, and it's so important for them to get that title because it's going to open up financial opportunities for them. When you have equity in land, you can go to the bank, and use that equity, to get massive, depending on the quantity of the pricing of the land. You can get massive loans from the bank, to make other moves and open up other opportunities, So I don't want you guys to sleep on this. This actual proposal from the People's National Party is really something to empower you, the people of Jamaica. Whether you have land already, or you're planning on getting land, or you're planning on buying one of the rent-to-home houses, or a young person that is going to get grants of $500,000 under the age of 35 that has contributed to the NHT for 2 years. I want you guys to see the picture, the big picture of all of this. That is why I'm showing this. This is important. This is something for you to be excited about in terms of the People's National Party forming government. This policy and this planning that they have is really going to benefit we, the people of Jamaica, that is interested in owning land. Which Jamaican isn't interested in owning land and property? If you are not interested, put a one in the chat. If you are interested, blaze some fire in the chat.
Save and accept for land on the foreshore. We believe this is ample time for the government to ensure that protections are in place. Yeah. A PNP government will move with alacrity to amend the Registration of Titles Act to provide for a shorter time frame for persons who have been living on government land to claim it. The same rules that apply to the private owner must be commensurate with those that apply to the government. Okay. The government of Jamaica is the largest landowner, who can hardly account for what it owns. Yet persons must meet high hurdles to get a title. This is wrong, Mr. Speaker. Wrong. And we are committing to put an end to this. In fact, listen to this, Mr. Speaker. Many of these informal settlements are already being serviced by utility companies, may have benefited from infrastructure upgrades and intervention by various government agencies, including members of parliaments and councillors. It would therefore be hypocritical for us as leaders not to formulate a workable strategy to formally enable long-standing occupiers to acquire these properties that they have possessed for decades. In simple terms, what it means, Mr. Speaker, is that the next PNP government will oversee what could be considered as the single largest transfer of wealth from the state to the people. By formalizing and correcting a 192-year-old system of injustice that was meted out to the Jamaican people. Time come for us to put Jamaica first. And to ensure that our people achieve true economic independence. And also stability by owning a piece of the rock, hereby commencing the process of creating true generational wealth. Breaking the cycle of poverty. And that cycle of poverty came from an injustice. So all we're talking about UK Privy Council applications. We have the powers here as a parliament, as a people, to right some of those colonial wrongs. Every single one of us in here have an informal settlement within our constituency. Many of the persons have lived there for more than 25 years. Some of their children have done well. Some of their children have done well. They have gone on to be lawyers and doctors. They're in a position to improve the infrastructure there for the benefit of their parents. But because
time come, Patricia, time come.
Many of them, senior, 30s, 40s. Imagine when we come to power. Imagine the joy that you bring to these families. The sense of relief. The sense of relief that you bring to these communities.
What's up, Miss ER? What's up?
Mr. Speaker, let me assure you that
Nora, bless up yourself, Mama. Bless up yourself.
From us as a parliament, enforcing the laws that exist on the books for the benefit of our people. A critical step in land ownership, Mr. Speaker, is a survey diagram. Exactly. But the cost of a survey diagram sometimes is prohibitive. We are committed to working with the Land Surveyors Association to form a public-private partnership to ensure that those Jamaicans that can't afford a survey diagram, we work with them to get them survey diagrams. Mr. Speaker, we came up with LAMP. LAMP was reduced to a desk in the NLA. Non-systematic titling is their approach now. And as far as I'm concerned, when we look at the statistics, people will tell anything they want to say. Numbers don't lie. And there are too many Jamaicans without proper titles. The move...
People, you guys think that is by coincidence that they have been operating like that for quite some time now? Listen, man, those who have power don't want to give up power. So they put persons in power to do their bidding. Read between the lines.
To put LAMP at the NLA at a desk was a backward and a retrograde step. It has set back many Jamaicans, and the time comes for us to right that wrong. Mr. Speaker, sometimes you look at the old titles, you see Roots and Purchase. There was a system that existed, and the Registration of Titles Act have it there. We don't have to be so specific with sometimes the boundaries. But we have chosen to go the route of being specific. We have advanced the GPS technology. We have drones. The time has come for us to incorporate technology in the surveying process and make it easier for the Jamaican people. Mr. Speaker, let us look at land valuation. As at 2017, and I want you to listen to this carefully. And I want anybody to stand on a point of order and say this is wrong information. As at 2017, 339,000 parcels of land was on the valuation roll without a title. The total number of untitled properties, if you look at the spread between the parishes, Kingston was 1,241 without a title. St. Andrew 14,000, St. Thomas 20,000, Portland 20,000, St. Mary 26,000, St. Anne 31,000, Trelawney 15,000, St. James 11,000, and over 11,000, Westmoreland 18,000, St. Elizabeth 40,000. 40,000 properties on the valuation rule without a title. Manchester 35,000, Clarendon 50,000. And if it wasn't for LAMP, Clarendon would have been about 60 or 70,000 because LAMP reduced that significantly, and that was in the pilot areas. St. Catherine, 111,000. St. Catherine, 111,000.
People now hear this?
The valuation rule. Properties that persons may say them have them taxes paper. And you go to them, no title. But me have the taxes paper. You have a relative overseas who's paying the taxes and believe that they own the land. And fail to give it to the family here to do anything with it.
Wow.
We have to correct that right now. And when the next PNP government forms office, we'll ensure
okay, I need some flour.
issue is resolved by all putting all of these 339,000 properties on the register.
No, the numbers are incredible and alarming, you know. Them numbers are what the man have put out there. And he's challenging anybody to challenge him on those numbers. Wow. St. Catherine, Clarendon, no sir. Are so much people now have proper land title and live at them place so much years. No, them have to go fix this, brother. We need the Jamaican people to own the land, brother. Big up PNP. I tell you that's true.
Volume and folio numbers attached. So that these persons can use these properties for the benefit of themselves, their families, and the future generation. Mr. Speaker, let us look at bauxite lands. The minister is so excited. Over the years, several Jamaicans were forced to resettle due to the operational needs of the bauxite companies for mining lands. They have been struggling. Most of these Jamaicans previously occupied lands where they had titles. That is a grave injustice. Many of these persons who have been resettled have children who now can qualify for a build on your own lot. But because they don't have the title, in St. Elizabeth, for example, I spoke to a family down there who expressed that to me specifically, that my daughter could have built a house, but I don't have the title to give me daughter. Here how we fix it. A recent breakdown of each bauxite alumina company's performance revealed that Jamalco had 1,633 titles since 2010, but only 339 titles have been delivered. Gisco Alpart, 1,301. Only 329 delivered. Noranda, 1,765. Only 520. Noranda. Windalco, 266. Only 183 delivered. Over 6,000 families, not just lands, families who have been relocated by these bauxite companies, but they're unable to get title.
Mr. Speaker, the member's time for speaking having.
I'm going to give him time to finish up, but I just want to say this. Have you guys are paying attention to how much families have been displaced and not relocated with these bauxite companies? I mean, isn't the government supposed to be working on behalf of the people? Then in a situation like that where the people are suffering, isn't the government supposed to be our defender and shield, in these types of situations to ensure that we are properly compensated, these people? I mean, me not understand. Yeah, and you're talking about families, It's not just the house, What about them education, the emotional stress, then put the families them under, the more challenges. Every time I listen more of the reality, how we really are going, my head start hurt me and me get mad. And my vein start lift up in the side of my head. Literally, no. Me can't believe this, Me can't believe this can't real, brother. Channel Star.
Been expired. I beg to move that it be extended by 15 minutes to allow him to complete the presentation. May it please you, Mr. Speaker.
The request is on the floor. Those in favor? Those against? Member, you may continue.
Most obliged, House Leader and Mr. Speaker and members. Mr. Speaker, the failure of the bauxite companies to deliver these outstanding titles over the years is not attributable only to them. The reality, Mr. Speaker, is that the Bauxite Alumina Industries Special Provisions Act provides safeguards to allow for government intervention to secure the rights of these displaced citizens. The time has come for real action, not just talk. And to that end, today, we are pleased to announce that the next People's National Party government will correct this inequality. We will fast track the use of Section 6 of the Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track. Yes. This section allows the minister, and they can't deny it, to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act. The effect of this would allow bauxite mining companies to deliver land titles and implement improvement works without the need for subdivision approval. Furthermore, and I tell you something that they have not done, we will use the amendments to the Administrator General Act championed by the then Minister of Justice, Mark Jefferson Golding, the future Prime Minister of Jamaica.
No, I have to play that again. Hold on a little bit. My boss, what you just said they can do a while ago? Hold on, wait. Mr. Cousins, what you just said them can do a while ago? I want to listen to that again. Hold on.
People will tell anything they want to say. Yes. Numbers don't lie.
Yes.
And there are too many Jamaicans. As at 2017.
Yes.
And I want you to listen to this carefully.
Listen to this carefully.
I want you to listen to this carefully. And I want anybody to stand on a point of order and say this is wrong information.
Yes.
As at 2017.
Yes.
339,000 parcels of land was on the valuation roll without a title. The total number of untitled properties, if you look at the spread between the parishes, Kingston was 1,000.
I've passed this already. Hold on.
With volume and folio numbers attached. So that these persons can use these properties for the benefit of themselves, their families, and the future generation. Lands. They have been struggling.
Right, so.
Most of these Jamaicans previously occupied lands where they had titles. That is a grave injustice.
Yes.
Many of these persons who have been resettled have children.
Right.
Who now can qualify for a build on your own lot.
Yes.
But because they don't have the title. In St. Elizabeth, for example, I spoke to a family down there who expressed that to me specifically. That my daughter could have built a house, but I don't have the title to give my daughter. Here how we fix it.
How you fix it? A
recent breakdown of each bauxite alumina company's performance revealed that Jamalco had 1,633 titles since 2010.
Right.
But only 339 titles have been delivered. Gisco Alpart, 1,301. Only 329 delivered. Noranda, 1,765. Only 520. Noranda. Windalco, 266. Only 183 delivered. Over 6,000 families, not just land, families who have been relocated by these bauxite companies, but they're unable to get title.
Yeah, so my bro. Let's say you live a realest life, you know. They not live no life like you, brother. No life, they not live like you. Everybody know that.
Most obliged,
I swear.
House Leader and Mr. Speaker and members.
Listen to part of people.
Mr. Speaker,
We go back
the
too
failure of the
far.
bauxite companies to deliver these outstanding titles over the years is not attributable
Jadi, dark child, big up.
only to them.
So what Mr. Cousins is saying is that the failure of the bauxite companies is not just the failure of the bauxite companies, it's also the failure of the Jamaica Labour Party. Listen.
The reality, Mr. Speaker, is that the Bauxite Alumina Industries Special Provisions Act provides safeguards.
Oh, so by law, by legislation, they get safeguards, they get protection. So the people that actually make laws can change that. Oh, I see what you're saying, Mr. Cousins. Continue.
To allow for government intervention to secure the rights of these displaced citizens. The time has come for real action,
Right.
not just talk.
Yes.
And to that end, today,
Yes. Hey, you know, so Mr. Cousins, I want serious, man. In case you don't know read body language, I want to know you guys don't read people. Me, I one person read people. You notice a thing when I always go, he's a serious man, you know. He must shun off some little comments that some people are talking in the background. Just to make sure say deliver the point we need to deliver. This man is a serious man.
we are pleased to announce that the next People's National Party government will
Yes.
fight inequality. We will fast track the use of Section 6 of the Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track.
You hear that, people? Section 6 of the legislation allows the minister to waive requirements. Make play that again for you people in the back. Cause I teach, you know. I learn, we are learning. And I teach same time. Listen.
We are pleased to announce that the next People's National Party government
Yes.
will correct this inequality. We
Yeah.
will fast track the use of Section 6 of the Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track.
Fast track, people. Listen, you know.
This section allows the minister, and they can deny it,
Yes.
to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act.
Waive the requirements. Listen that again.
I said fast track. This section allows the minister, and they can deny it, to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the
Local Improvement Act
Town and Country Planning Act.
and the Town and Country Planning Act. Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act. You can waive the requirements by fast tracking Section 6 of the Act. Got it. Got it.
The effect of this would allow bauxite mining companies to deliver land titles and implement improvement works without the need for subdivision approval.
Oh, so when they do that, they would cut out some of the red tape, right? So the people them can get situated faster by the bauxite companies. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again. Because this is a solution, you know, people. Listen.
Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track. This section allows the minister, and they can deny it,
Big up
to
ABR
waive the
News.
requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act. The effect of this would allow bauxite mining companies to deliver land titles and implement improvement works without the need for subdivision approval. Furthermore, and I tell you something that they have not done.
Yes.
We will use the amendments to the Administrator General Act championed by the then Minister of Justice, Mark Jefferson Golding, the future Prime Minister of Jamaica, to deal with the bitter issue. To deal with the bitter issue of generational lands. Mr. Speaker, the use of these two pieces of legislation will allow for us to unlock the mystery of land ownership in bauxite companies, thereby freeing the land and freeing the ownership to the people. Furthermore, the PNP government will fast track again, and they can't deny it, the use of Section 5 of the very same Act. Section Act 5 provides that the Minister of Mining can provide vesting orders. A vesting order is a legal mechanism used to transfer land titles, particularly for those relocated due to bauxite mining operations.
Now, that part that sound very specific to the problem. Make you play that back. That part sounds very hey, them money I do their work, you know, man. Hey, me nah lie, me impressed. Hey, them my type of thing where you need when you listen to Parliament, you're supposed to learn some things. You get me? Because this right here, sir, I was not aware of at all. Me doesn't make you know that straight. So me I learn right now. This is very interesting.
And freeing the ownership to the people. Furthermore, the PNP government will fast track again, and they can't deny it, the use of Section 5 of the very same Act.
Right.
Section Act 5 provides that the Minister of Mining can provide vesting orders. A vesting order is a legal mechanism used to transfer land titles, particularly for those relocated due to bauxite mining operations.
Then the game no over, man. My bauxite game over. Game over. It's the problem solved. The problem solved. So you tell me, sir. You're telling me that the Jamaica Labour Party did not know that they could do this? You're telling me that the Jamaica Labour Party members didn't know that they could have aided the Jamaican people by using the law, enforcing the law? You're telling me them never know this? Come on, bro. Come on.
Hey, who mess is this?
Ain't no way, bro.
Oh,
Ain't no way.
Is this?
Ain't no way.
Did you say, bro? Come on now, dog.
Nah, you gotta be kidding me.
Come on, man.
What money I get paid for?
Bro, what are you talking about,
Where
man?
them I get paid for? You tell me say them don't know this? ABI News, they don't know this?
Listen to this. Section 5 of that Act empowers the Minister responsible for mining to declare that any property transferred may be vested in the person affected by the mining activity. And it goes further to say, importantly, that the law provides that this process cannot be hindered by any other administrative or legal barrier. So they say they are using it already, but they're not using it effectively enough. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many communities. Denby Crawl, McGill Chris Palm.
Why am I not surprised? Floyd Green is the Minister of Mining. Father God. Hey.
Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach.
And all the communities that have been resettled, who still don't have title. What is the answer for that if the government has the powers to ensure that they have their title? So these 6,000 Jamaican families, I am telling you today that I and myself and the leader, the next Prime Minister, we have the political will. We will do what is necessary and we'll correct these long-standing issues that need to be resolved, these grave inequities. Mr. Speaker, I'm going to turn to a subject that overlaps with social housing, land tenure. All of us have faced the issue of land tenure with the social housing program. Since the program was launched, the new social housing program was launched in 2018, only 292 houses have been delivered across the island. I'm going to go, don't worry, that's 292 units in a span of nearly 7 years. An average of 40 houses per year. We have 63 constituencies across Jamaica that barely scratches the surface.
What can go so?
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
40 houses a year? 40. In a whole of Jamaica? Are this a evil that they want people to stick to?
Approximately 1,800 units based on the 5 recommendations. That is, each MP must give 5 recommendations. So it's 1,800 units we expect to generate annually. Well, guess what? Based on the amount delivered annually, the performance is a meager 16% delivery rate. You know what makes this equally troubling? And what makes this more troubling? And those MPs who have been here before I came here in 2020 know that we also had a similar program between 2012 and 2017 with food for the poor. And I'm not going to look at a board house because when most of us go to New York, we stay in a board house. 3/4 of New York a board house.
So you see, them there in the background are trying to play down the board house thing, say a concrete house. And a lie, I tell, whoever travel know, most of the houses them in America are board house them. In a lot of places. They're not using concrete. Concrete is expensive. Concrete is expensive. A drywall them use in America. So I don't want them to behave as if that they want to spit on board houses. You understand? Let's move on.
So I am not going to look down on a man on a board house, but let us examine the performance.
Yes.
Between 2012 and 2017,
Shame them shameless.
we built 3,700 houses. Those houses were wooden units, but they provided a safe
ABR.
and an immediate relief to thousands of families, which is far more than the current government.
I mean, big time.
What is causing the breakdown?
Numbers don't lie.
We have heard time and time again what the cause of the breakdown is. Land tenure. Many of the individuals identified as beneficiaries by most of us in here. And if them say a lie, hypocrisy, do not own the land they occupy.
True.
Some live on family land with no formal documents. Others occupy parcels of land where legal owners are unknown, deceased, or simply unreachable. And in some cases, the lands are government owned, but earmarked for other development, leaving applicants in limbo. Even in my own constituency, to show you I'm not a hypocrite like some of them. In my own constituency, I've had to hesitate in submitting applications because when potential beneficiaries came to me, I asked, do you own the land? Can you get permission to have two of the answer is no. These individuals have been living on the land for generations. We cannot provide the paperwork to do it. The result, the applications are denied and the opportunity for a better life slips further and further away. Mr. Speaker, if we are serious about addressing housing needs for the most vulnerable, then we must be willing to meet the people where they are.
Of course.
We therefore propose that the government establish a provisional certificate of tenure. This document would confirm and affirm long-standing occupation or informal possession and serve as a basis for eligibility under the social housing program. The simple reform would unblock access for thousands of deserving Jamaicans, those who need housing the most, but are trapped by bureaucracy and the legacy of untitled land. We cannot allow red tape to stand in the way of relief. A house delayed is a life put on hold. Under PNP government, we will move with compassion, clarity, and common sense to ensure that the land tenure issue is resolved once.
Here, here.
Mr. Speaker, we now turn to the portfolio area of housing. The issue of housing is deeply intertwined with the issue of land.
Yes, of course.
Every Jamaican aspires to own a home to build their own castle. And for us in the People's National Party, shelter is not a luxury. Shelter is a right.
You hear that?
That is
shelter is not a luxury. Shelter is a right. Remember the three main things, you know, ladies and gentlemen, are food, clothing, and what? Shelter. You understand? Food, water. Water is in food. Right? Water is in food. When you talk about shelter, you talk about house. See? You talk about infrastructure. In terms of the government, what the government should provide. Because remember, you know, the government is not our father, it's our employee. Right? But the responsibilities of the government is like a father. Right? To provide these things to benefit everyone. And it's unfortunate that the current government has failed in this regard in many, many ways. Because, honestly, I am not one of the Jamaicans that want to see a government fail, you know, or want to see a government not try or not put their best foot forward. I wish that whoever is in power actually does right by the people of Jamaica. It's not about colors for me, you know. It's about what they're doing. That's just me personally. right? That's just me personally. If you're not doing the right things, then you have to go. It's that simple. Because we're not gonna be able to survive under this current trajectory that we're going right now. It's just not going to happen. I'm very, very sorry. It's, yo, it is bad out here, man. It is bad out here. When you see people have to liquidate them assets and them accounts just for some simple little thing, if things were great, then you wouldn't have to be doing those types of things. A lot of us are living hand to mouth. We're living day by day. It's not progressive. It's not prosperous. And the sooner more people own land, is the greater the opportunities is going to open up for them to change that. So land ownership and home ownership is the focus, and that is one of the things that I'm with this government on. There are plans for that. Oh yes. Oh, Hakeem Evans. That is just a lie that you guys say over and over again because you're trying to convince yourself that that is true. We can point to many different policies and institutions that the PMP have put forward in their 18 years. As a matter of fact, many schools were built, institutions that are used to, propel the nation, and in urban areas, rural areas, areas where school weren't so accessible, good schools too. You understand? So you saying that is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. The first 9 years of PJ Patterson tenure as a politician versus Andrew Holness, 9 or 10 years. Let's just say that Usain Bolt is in a different class and PJ is in that class, and this gentleman here that is in power right now, nah. If we were to put their performances right side each other for the first 9 years, Andrew has not built a school. In 9 years, not one school, not one educational institution. Do you want me to talk about the hospitals? Let's compare healthcare then and healthcare now. Like, you really want to go down this road? Come on, man. Stop it. Do you want to talk about home ownership? Do you want to talk about how many houses PJ actually built for poor people? Affordable housing every single year? Man, stop.
Years of established policies, programs, institutions designed to deliver affordable housing to the Jamaican people. From as far back as the 1950s, the Right Excellent Norman Manley began the journey with the construction of housing schemes such as Hope Pastures, Mona, Harborview. The visionary Michael Manley gave us the National Housing Trust. He transformed the housing landscape. We have Portmore, we have Mount Edgecombe, we have Belleair, we have Melrose Mews, we have Norwich Heights.
He come like him forward the right time. Tell them, Mr. Cousins. Tell them. Give them the history.
Policies, programs, institutions designed to deliver affordable housing to the Jamaican people. From as far back as the 1950s, the Right Excellent Norman Manley began the journey with the construction of housing schemes such as Hope Pastures, Mona, Harborview. The visionary Michael Manley gave us the National Housing Trust. He transformed the housing landscape. We have Portmore, we have Mount Edgecombe, we have Belleair, we have Melrose Mews, we have Norwich Heights. And we cannot forget Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller,
Talk no man.
who lifted the sugar workers from the barracks.
Talk no man. Diana, big up. Tell them, Diana.
Decent and affordable housing for the sugar workers.
Talk no man.
We don't bulldoze people's houses.
No.
We don't leave them in the elements.
No.
And guess what? We don't sell public land above market value.
Come on, talk to.
We certainly will not use the NHT to provide houses priced at 28, 29, and $38 million.
Shame.
We build affordable homes. Homes that empower, transform lives. And transformation approach will continue under the People's National Party government led by Mark Jefferson Golding in very short order.
Nah, yeah. Tell them, Mr. Cousins.
End the extraction of the $11.4 billion annually from the NHT. Since over the past 12 years, $138.6 billion have been extracted. And it has not been to the benefit of contributors. We will establish a $1 billion fund at NHT for young homeowners so they can access $500,000 grant, not a loan.
Grant, you hear that?
We will repurpose the housing agency and bring it back to its mandate Sometimes when you buy a property, there's a caveat on the property that says the first right of refusal is to the Minister of Housing. There's a reason for that. That's subsidized housing. And that provision in that act has not been enforced properly because it has been abused. People buy these houses, these lots and houses intended for first-time homeowners, and they get the permission from the Minister of Housing within months of buying and reselling. That wasn't the purpose for which it was intended.
Wow, now go fix that in the legislation. That have to fix.
We intend to use the housing agency to construct and build 80,000 houses, 50,000 low-income houses, and 30,000 middle to upper-income houses in the next 5 years. The houses to build by the HAJ will be starter units. And of course, as mentioned earlier, we will not add the $2 to $3 million for the lot to the houses. Mr. Speaker, we will come up with what called the Portion Initiative. It is a program for the orderly renewal and transformation of infrastructure in all areas. This is a legacy project to salute the considerable contribution of the former Prime Minister, Jamaica's first female Prime Minister and only female Prime Minister today.
Honor, yes.
Mr. Speaker, as I close, I return to the core truth. Yes, land is justice. Yes. Housing is dignity. Yes. Together, they are nation building. Yes. Whether for environmental protection, infrastructure, yes, agriculture, or shelter, yes, land is what holds us all together. And the People's National Party has always understood that.
Yes.
And that is why Norman Manley passed the Facilities of Titles Act. That's right. Michael Manley delivered land lease, yes, site and services, and the NHT. Yes. PJ Patterson gave us lamp and Operation Pride.
Listen.
Portia Simpson Miller gave us lamp, lifted the sugar workers. Yes. All sugar workers who vote with the People's National Party because of how we treated them. Now in 2025, this year, yeah, our legacy will continue under Mark Jefferson Golding.
I'm not here.
Prime Minister.
Let them know, my general.
He will free up government land for the people.
Let them know.
And he will make land work for the people.
What do you mean?
Because he believes in the power of the people.
Of
and
course.
We as a party believes in the power of the people.
Of course.
Let me close with words of Norman Washington Manley, the father of the nation, of independent Jamaica, a visionary, a man who passed all of these legislations we mentioned earlier, like the Bauxite Alumina Special Provisions Act, and ensure there were safeguards there. He did it. Let me close again, and by quoting, and I quote, land is the only source of the material life of the people. It provides food and shelter. It furnishes work and wealth. It is the basis of all production, yes, of all development, yes, of all security, yes, of all growth. Yes. It is, in the very truth, the root of our being.
Mighty God.
Time come, Mr. Speaker, for us to put Jamaica first. Yes. The word is love. Yes. God bless Jamaica. God bless the People's National Party. And God bless Mark Jefferson Golding, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Wow. My goodness, come on, man. 1 hour reaction, but it worth it. This, I have to post this. Yeah, this is a priority right here. People, tell me what you think in the comment section, alright? Alright, we are move on. People. We are move on. You know, say, we can do it the next way. Hold on. Hold on. My good people. The amount of things me want to talk about. Why me if you organize? Hey, Senator Scott Motley. My God. Oh, you deal with the people them, so? And that more to talk about, you know, because I want to listen to this, people. Listen to this.
I just want to ask one dege question.
Yes.
You know what a dege is?
Yes, one dege question. Hold on, let me share the screen with the people, because they might hear this sounding about. Yo.
One dege question. I noticed that Parliament was scheduled to end on July 2nd.
Yes.
And suddenly now everything rush up and Parliament is ending on the 24th of June.
Yes.
You see, the Integrity Commission report, which disclosed that 8 of them were under investigation for illicit enrichment, under the law must be tabled by the 30th of June. What are they hiding from? Why are they locking down the parliament before the 30th of June when they had planned for the 2nd of July? What can go so?
Yes. People, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you why them actually do that. Yeah, big up yourself, class prefect. You don't take a rocket scientist to tell you why. Yo, hey, I know say class prefect. Me I go share that thing the way you send me though. Right now, I'm glad me see you. That's something the way you send me. Believe me, I go share it right now. It's serious. It well serious. It well serious. Oh, mom's when not text me. Can't listen to that, you know. Let me see. Oh yeah, see yeah. Copy that. I'll copy this. No, I did not. I only skimmed through it, you know, ladies and gentlemen, alright? I only skimmed through the video that he sent me, but I know that it's talking about the oil prospects in Jamaica. Yeah. What you say when I look feel live? No, well, class prefect, what happened, you know? What happened earlier was that my internet got cut and the live got cut. The internet got cut and then the live got cut. You understand? So that's what happened. And then what I did was Plash did you I did it. What I did was come back now and restarted the live on OBS. But the live was gone. The live was gone. I'm just letting you know it was actually gone. It was buffering. Alright? Yeah, it was buffering. My name Darren Morgan. Let's listen to this. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, salute. We're gonna hear more about this particular situation with United Oil and Gas. What I'm about to play I have not listened to. So this is my raw reaction to the information. So remember to share the video, like the video, and let's go.
United Oil and Gas. Thanks for joining me, Paul.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks for having me.
So, Paul, perhaps you could, before we go through, the Walter Morant Jamaica license and your new technical presentation, perhaps you could just give us a little bit of a background of yourself, please.
Sure. Yeah. So, as I said, I'm Paul Ryan. I'm the geoscience advisor here at United. I've got about 20 years experience now in the oil and gas E&P industry. Gained that experience across African projects, projects in Europe, Middle East, and more latterly in the Caribbean. So I spent the last 7 years or so working with United Oil and Gas, primarily on the Walter Morant license area. So that's a bit of history on me. I've a master's in geology from Royal Holloway and a bachelor's from UCD here in Dublin. Okay, great.
Walter Morant then, a frontier exploration play, pretty exciting. Could you just give us a high-level overview of what Walter Morant is actually, please?
Sure, yeah. So the license itself is a huge license. It covers more than 22,000 square kilometers off the southern coast of Jamaica, and it covers two basin areas: the Walton Basin in the west and the Morant Basin in the east. So hence the name, the Walter Morant license. It is huge, as I said, and to give that a bit of context on that, I guess it's bigger than the size of Wales, so that is really just indicating a bit of the scale that we're dealing with here. So a large license. We have been involved in the license since 2017. That's United. So we joined Tullow as a minority partner. They had the license from 2014. And then in 2020, United took over as 100% operator of the license when Tullow decided they had their interests were elsewhere, even though they still saw a lot of technical merit in the license. And I know from talking to some of their guys, they really enjoyed working on it and would have loved to have stayed on it. But their loss is our gain.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you put out a new technical presentation, and it gives an overview of the the Walter Morant license and some of the key prospects. Perhaps we could have a little dive into that, and you could give us an overview.
Sure. Yeah, that's no problem. It's probably touched on a lot of it already in the intro. The scale of the license. But one thing that we didn't mention is that the license itself holds. To date, anyway, we recognise that there's about 7 billion barrels of mean or mid-case prospective resource identified across a number of prospects and leads on the licence. So that demonstrates the huge potential that we see on the licence. And along with that, the Morant licence has, we've really got quite favourable fiscal terms in Jamaica through the petroleum system, the petroleum sharing agreement. And so that makes from an economic and a commercial point of view, any success in Jamaica would be really quite beneficial. On top of that, we have quite a highly supportive government, and it's been demonstrated through our ability to and their generosity in giving us a number of extensions in the past. And as happened recently this year, we have a further extension to the license, which brings us up to January of 2028. So we've now got another 2.5 years on the license to carry out what we would consider to be a really cost-effective technical work program, and that entails the acquisition of piston cores and seismic reprocessing, which we think will further de-risk the license to an extent that we would have a lot of confidence in having exploration success and moving forward into a drilling phase of the license, which will be the next phase.
I mean, this would be good for Jamaica, wouldn't it? I mean, it's a potentially huge resource that would bring a lot of economic benefits to Jamaica themselves, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. I think that's recognised in Jamaica as well. I think if you were to draw some parallels with the recent success that has occurred in Guyana, where they have had substantial success from an E&P point of view, and that has had an economic impact for the country as a whole.
Yeah, you mentioned Guyana there. Is there, I mean, I'm not an oil and gas expert, but are there any similarities in terms of geology to what Exxon have been drilling down there versus what the Walter Morant license looks like?
Yeah, so in terms of the geology, I guess one thing that we could draw some parallels to is the source rock. So the age of the source rock for both Jamaica and Guyana is very similar, and that is in keeping with the general Caribbean region. So the source rock for the Caribbean region, or the main source rock, is early Upper Cretaceous age, so Cenomanian Turonian. And for those that would know, and this is a source rock age that's really quite significant globally, but particularly in the Caribbean, where it is the source for the Guyana success and Suriname, but also in northern Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago, and also in Colombia. A lot of the success that's been had in those countries, where there are prolific petroleum systems, is down to the presence of a Cenomanian Turonian source rock.
Yeah.
So that gives us confidence. We've been able to identify similarly aged source rock in Jamaica, and we think that it has regional significance.
So people, you hear that? One of the significant, how you doing, Prudence? Bolo Heights. Yo, you funny. Big up yourself. The word is love. Hey, but you hear what he said? One of the significant indicators of success for oil find in the Caribbean is this certain rock, and he says they have identified many of them in Jamaica, in the ocean. Yes, I believe that's what he's saying. No, for I don't want to say that oil is here, but I'm just saying these guys sound very, very confident. Let me play that back again. They sound very confident, man. Listen to this.
Guyana success and Suriname, but also in northern Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago, and also in Colombia, a lot of the success that's been had in those countries where there are prolific petroleum systems is down to the presence of a Sediminian Turonian source rock.
Sediminian Turonian source rock. Whatever you just said, the presence of that rock has led to the success in other regions in finding and striking gold in terms of the oil, right? Interesting indeed, Splash Digi. Interesting indeed.
Yeah.
That gives us confidence. We've been able to identify similarly aged source rock in Jamaica, and we think that it has regional significance. So that gives us confidence that we have what we need in terms of the source rock.
So, okay, yeah. So, I mean, I understand you've got a number of targets on the Walter Morant license. It's not sort of like a one-trick pony. There are some quite interesting targets, and I think some of them are, ones that you would be looking to target, before others. Can you give us a little bit of an overview about those?
Sure. Yeah. So, in terms of, I guess probably to step back one step further before going into the targets or the potential prospects and leads that we see, I think there's a number of elements that we'd like to see in place in order to give us confidence, and those are listed here. So we've got we need a source rock, so it's a rock that will generate oil from, and that has to be sufficiently buried in order to have generation and migration. We also need to have then a reservoir, which is a rock that has enough void space to hold oil or gas in it, and a seal which doesn't have that void space, which stops the oil or gas from continuing to migrate past the reservoir. And finally, you'd need a trap. And then we have identified a lot of prospects and leads with all of those elements present. So that gives us confidence that we would have success. In terms of the prospects and leads that we have identified, I skipped through a number of slides here, and I'll just bring up a slide which shows.
While you're doing that, didn't I hear something? Didn't I see something that fishermen had discovered oil seeps coming out of the ground?
Yeah, that was interesting actually. I think it was during one of the seismic acquisition programs back in, I think it was 2016.
Wait, what? Hold up, rewind. What did he say? Oh, wait a minute.
And I'll just bring up a slide which shows.
While you're doing that, didn't I hear something? Didn't I see something that fishermen had discovered oil seeps coming out of the ground?
That was interesting actually. I think it was during one of the seismic acquisition programs back in, I think it was 2016. When Tulla were the operator, they were conducting a seismic acquisition program in the eastern part of the license. So you can see it on this map here, where the lines are shown.
So he just confirmed that happened in Jamaica. Fishermen in 2016 saw oil seeps coming out of the ground. Man, what? 2016?
What did you say? Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Bruh.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What?
What can go so?
How Darren Voss is going to say that there's no oil in Jamaica?
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Yo, I'm going to continue, bro. I'm just going to continue.
Blue. And they were approached by some fishermen who were curious about what was actually going on. And the guys on the boat told them that we're here for an oil and gas exploration company, shooting seismic. And they said, well, if you're looking for oil, we can point some out to you over here. So that's some interest and curiosity.
Yo, the man said the fisherman that was working. There's persons working for oil and gas. And the fisherman said, well, if y'all are looking for oil, we found this over here. Yo! Bro, what? Oh my God!
Curiosity. So the seismic vessel.
I gotta play that back. Hold up.
Was actually
Hold up.
Part of the license. So you can see it on this map here.
I gotta play that back, man.
And I'll just bring up a slide which shows.
While you're doing that, didn't I hear something? Didn't I see something that fishermen had discovered oil seeps coming out of the ground?
Yeah, that was interesting actually. I think it was during one of the seismic acquisition programs back in, I think it was 2016, when Tulla were the operator. They were conducting a seismic acquisition program in the eastern part of the license. So you can see it on this map here, where the lines are shown in blue. And they were approached by some fishermen who were curious about what was actually going on, and the guys on the boat told them, we're here for an oil and gas exploration company, shooting seismic, and they said, well, if you're looking for oil, we can point some out to you over here. So that piqued some interest and curiosity. So the seismic vessel sent an ancillary vessel, so a smaller boat, with the fishermen to an area which is just to the east of a shallow water platform, which is called Pedro Bank. And it's probably quite small on this scale, but it's around about here. And lo and behold, there were some slicks in the water. And so those slicks were sampled. So some seawater was taken, and some of the slick, the sheen was taken with it. And some analysis was done, and that showed that was actually a verified oil seep, thermally derived oil seep. So,
So, not only did the fishermen point them in the right direction of an oil seep, they went there and verified that was legit. Christine Gilbert, salute. Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus.
So these people have known about the level of prospect of this oil potential discovery, that it was so large since 2016. Now, I'm not saying that there's oil. I'm saying it is the potential for oil in Jamaica is so high that's why oil and gas, Oil United, whatever their name is, United Oil and Gas, that is why they are so giddy. They are so excited about the license that they have. They have until 2028 to strike gold, and they are giddy about it. They are giddy. You hear what the man said about the rock? And I'm going to show you the rock. Let me show you the rock, because bro said I should Google it. I Googled it. Let me show you the rock that they're talking about. That when you see this rock, right? Yeah, this rock right here. This rock right here. This? Yeah, this? Let's see if I can go to the website. Hold up. Yeah, here we go. I could download it, but I'm going to just zoom in. See? Source rock. See? This rock right here is what they're looking for. The source rock. Alright? It's what develops into oil. And they're saying that they've already found a lot of this rock in the zones in the area. And it's a great indication that oil is present. You understand? So for Daryl Vaz to go, wait a minute. Yeah, there's no oil in Jamaica. Now, the potential of the oil, right? How is Jamaicans gonna benefit if and when they strike oil? Can the Jamaicans invest from now? Or, like, you know what I'm saying? What is the details of the contract? What is the fine print? Has the government maximized their potential in terms of we the people benefiting from our own resource? Have they maximized the potential of we the people benefiting from our own potential resource of oil being found? I'm not saying that the oil was found, I'm not going to say that. I believe it's there, and you know how these people are, but I'm going to work with what they're saying. But the way how Daryl Voss came out and played it down as if, they want us to stop talking about it. That's what I got from it. They don't want us to be talking about the oil. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all better start having these discussions. Y'all better start pressuring the government. Yeah, y'all better start pressuring the government. Explain to us what all of this actually means. What is the benefit that is coming to us? What does the contract state that you have with United Oil and Gas? Huh? And then why are you guys locking off the seas? Splash DJ call me. General.
Bolo, real quick.
Yeah, man.
2016.
Yeah.
Which one I look on the map now, it's down to the location of Port Moya to Elsha side there. So.
Yeah.
Usually the deep sea fishing, That's it. Yeah, man. I will receive a payment from the government in 2016 and 2017. So it was an oil spill, Because, there was oil the right out to sea. Same part of the map the way you see.
You receive payment?
Yeah, 48,000 we did get at the time.
So you still have a receipt for that?
No.
So you get 48,000 from the government and receive a receipt?
I lies to fisherman.
Yeah, but the fact say you're lies. The fact say you're lies. Zane. No, don't listen to me, man. We are talking about 2016. I go back. If the government is going to pay you, then they make you sign something.
Yeah, man. Everybody they have to sign for it.
So that is documented. So that means if we go look up some newspaper articles, we can find there was an oil spill at that time in that area there.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let me check. One time.
Yeah, man. I better go back in my class.
Okay,
man.
all right, my boss. All right. So we have Splash DJ confirm, right? The rock I'm just showing the name Cretaceous Source Rock, right? Cretaceous Source Rock, ladies and gentlemen. But oil spill in Portmore, Jamaica, 2016. Let me see if I find a newspaper article on that. Updated on oil spill in Kingston Harbour, December 29. 3 oil spill occurred during this period. Side. So, is it an oil spill? Like, where the source of the oil spill come from? Hold on there, people. Let me share this with them. Let me show you what I want. Students get mad, right? Updated December, so it says the National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA has completed the initial investigation, including ecological assessment of the oil spill which occurred in precinct of the Kingston Harbour. Oh, the Kingston Harbour. But this not have nothing to do with oil seep. The oil sheen as a result of the incident covered an area of 26 kilometers. Yeah, this not have nothing to do with this not have nothing to do with that. The movement of the oil within the harbor conducted post monitoring. The Defense Force Coast Guard NEPA initially parties have alleged involvement in the incident. The release of any trade effluent and industrial waste or any noxious or polluting matter into any harbor constitutes a criminal offense. The Natural Resources Conservation Authority also has the legal right. Yeah, this not have nothing to do with oil, the actual oil seep. Interesting. Oh, so your question whether it was the harbor or not? Interesting.
Not just some diesel from a passing boat, but actually coming from the surface.
Yeah, cool.
Exactly, class prefect.
Yeah. So so in terms of the prospectivity, we see, I mean, there's a lot of prospects and leads that have been identified. So more than 40 to date. Of those, there are a number that I think it's 21 that have a mean or mid case volumetric size of 100 million barrels or more. And that's interesting because from our economic analysis, 100 million barrels or more would be economically viable as a standalone development. So we have 21 of these in terms of prospects and leads. So a lot of potential identified. On that table, you can see a number that have been highlighted in blue, and these are ones that we've high graded or matured a bit further than the others. So there's a varying level of degree of maturity across the prospect and lead portfolio. I guess chief amongst them is the Calibri prospect, which has been we spent a lot of time maturing that because it's covered by 3D seismic. So a lot. And I guess if I move on to the next.
In your collective discussions with some of those potential partners, is Calibri sort of like the, if you like, the first target you'd be looking at?
Yeah, so Calibri is the most mature at the moment. So it's the one that we have de-risked to the point that we think it's a drill-ready prospect.
Right.
The other prospects are, I mean, there's a number of them that we would still consider to be drill-ready, but probably aren't as mature. As for instance, we have our Thunderbolt lead in the Morant Basin, which is actually larger than Calibri, so it comes in at about 600 million barrels of mean prospective resource.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Yeah, I was saying that go and watch this video right here in full right here. It's clear to me that the potential of the oil in Jamaica is very, very high. You know, extremely high. And I see why they are very excited. It's something that we really need to pay close attention to. I'm not going to go any further in the video. I'm going to let you guys go and watch that yourselves. Like I said, look at the screen. That's the page, small cap pics. That's the video. All right. Yeah, guys, you know it go. All right. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Do you guys think that there's oil in Jamaica and they're not telling us? Do you guys think that there's oil and they don't know? You know, or do you guys think that they're just getting excited over nothing? Nothing is really there. What I found really interesting was the oil seep in the ocean. That was very interesting. And the fishermen found it and told the persons that were scouting for oil, yo, if you want to find oil, you need to go right there. That was very interesting. Yo, that was very interesting. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. And shout out to Class Prefect, you know what I mean? Class Prefect sent me that video. But you know, it is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful thing. Alright? It is a beautiful thing. Yes, man. This right here. This is it. The energy, that energy, you can see a film place. Yeah, man. The man born here, you know? What you say, General? Man born here, man. You see, pray. Who no love progress? Who no love progress? Man, I'm in the street, you know, man. Oh, yeah, me. Integrity have to win, people. You hear that? Integrity have to win. Integrity have to win. Corruption are gonna lose. No joke. Country are gonna sink. We can't go no further with the corruption right now. Generation and generations are gonna suffer. You understand? We are going on one hole we can't come out of. You understand? You need people with integrity for in the place. Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. I saw a place staying at Papi yesterday, man. Patricia, Miss Patricia Duncan Sutherland. It's not a if nor but nor maybe. Oh, guns me never see. Well, you know, Jensek a busy man, you know. But him did up on the post as well. And Miss Nita Garvey, she never get to make it neither. But it was powerful. It was powerful. Powerful, you know. But people, me don't know. Me actually, who is here right now? I don't want to play it, because you see the video explaining the Integrity Commission Act, the Integrity Commission press release. I put it out, you know, so you can go check it out, you know. Yeah, man. I put it out, man. No joke. You see, remember here, what? TVJ 8:30 p.m. tonight, all angles. What am I talking about? What am I talking about tonight? Oh, Dean Jackson Miller I'm a chat with. That should be an interesting interview. What is championing change on gender, persons with disabilities and inclusion and culture and creative industries? Mighty God. Anytime me inclusion, me cringe, you know. I swear. I cringe. Cause me know the word, you know, they use, you know. So it sounds good. Alright, I said you see that this people? Yeah, man, me break this down. Drop that video there. Break it down. Integrity have to win. Oh, you know, me never did get to really watch ABR News first part of the video. Cause me come in late, come here late. That excellent live she had this morning. Oh, sit here. You know, long me do one early morning live. Yo, you rough, you know? Rough palm, me not lie. But yeah, I'm gonna change up my life. Yeah, true. I'm gonna change up my life for true, man. I have to change up my life. I mean, I love Papa. Me, I love Papa. Oh. Call the election now. All that. Oh. You time up. Bro, get up. Chelsea, what go on? Me building us. What's going on?
I went to my bed at 4 a.m. this morning and I'm up just to come and give you this information.
Talk to it.
As it pertains to the parliament being closed a week earlier. And we just want to break down what could really cause them to close the parliament a week early.
Oh yeah, we know.
I've been saying this to quite a few persons who reach out to me personally, that there's some reports, whether an annual report or maybe reports on the other illicit 7 parliamentarians, should go to the parliament this month. Because every year the Integrity Commission pushes out a report in June, whether it be an annual report or some other report. And when I heard the People's National Party spokesperson on justice, Mrs. Donna Scott Motley, revealing that information, because I personally didn't know that the parliament would have been closed a week earlier. They were set to close the parliament on July 2nd. But we've seen where the Integrity Commission had sent an investigative report to the parliament. So it begs to question. They must know the contents of that report. They must know who that report is about. And trust and believe, let us rationalize the thing. If it was a People's National Party candidate, you think they would have closed the parliament a week earlier?
People, I force me to listen to this. I want to know if you listen to the first part of my live stream when I was on the road. I said that exact same thing. Anyhow, I did the PMP did under investigation for illicit enrichment. Parliament would have opened 1 week more. They would have get extra time for soaking. Say, see it? Them a criminal. See it? What can go? So they would have rubbing it. You understand? But these guys don't play fair. Them don't play fair. Them don't play by the books. You understand? Them cheat. And that's why them do this and cut off the parliament 1 week before time, so those reports cannot be tabled. You understand? And let me tell you something. I want Mark Jefferson Golden and the PMP to make sure that the way how the Integrity Commission reports go, even if them close the parliament, it can be put out on the websites and on JIS and all of those government bodies. So the people's business is still put out so we can know what is going on. Because I think it's extremely important with a general election glooming right around the corner to know whether or not the individuals that are being presented to us is people with integrity. Are no that is going to decide whether or not well-thinking Jamaicans vote for them or not vote for them. And it's just the truth. It's the truth.
Big up yourself, Leroy Henry. Big up to SG. Gil. Each and everyone coming on the live. Do you honestly believe if the report was about a People's National Party candidate, would they have closed the parliament a week earlier? No, my answer is no. I agree with you, Charm B. Because if it was a People's National Party candidate, they would have kept the parliament open and they would have tabled that report. So it seems to me that the Prime Minister now is cornered. Big up yourself, Valerie Godfavor. Big up. He's cornered and he has no choice So they are running from tabling this report, and this report seems to have pushed his hand now based on the content, and this is my opinion, and tell me if you not think down the same line. Based on the content of the report, he has to call this general election no later than before this month ends. So no wonder why we're seeing them trying their hardest, trying to water down, trying to neuter the Integrity Commission. And we have a sitting MP who says he is the Minister of Justice. And sometimes what they spew out of their mouth, you have to wonder if them people are really educated people. I wonder if these people who say they are lawyers are really lawyers. Big up yourself, Nelson. Big up Merva. Christopher Robinson, big up yourself. And so, I want to let you guys have a great understanding of where I'm going with this. So on the screen here, so we've seen an immediate release from the Integrity Commission. And this was dated the 24th of June 2025. And this is the same day it is said that they closed the Parliament. It says, in keeping with its previous made commitment, the Integrity Commission wishes to notify the public that it has submitted to Parliament a report of investigation from the Director of Investigations. The documents were formally received and signed for at the Parliament at 3:29 p.m. on June 23rd, 2025. Hard copies sent over to the House Speaker, Juliet Holness, to the President of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finson, and to the House Clerk, Colleen. Can't say anything else to the public. They already let us know that a report was sent. But because this crooked set of people who is in leadership don't want to table the report to let us, the public, know who's supposed to know what is going on in the Parliament. It's not their Parliament, it is our Parliament. We the elect.
My check, people. Can we be honest and just, this is not a transparent government, you know. Them brother, them not deal with transparency, them not deal with integrity. Them no business about none of that. All of that is thrown right through the window at this point. If you really look at it, right? The appointment of Dennis Chung, the removal of the Auditor General, the closing of the Parliament before 1 week before its time, knowing that this annual report is supposed to come out at June 30. It's not like they don't know, no. So is anybody in the JLP going to explain why a good reason that has nothing to do with suppressing the Integrity Commission report? Give us one good reason why them end Parliament June 24th. One good reason I want. Just one. Other than his corruption. I really would love to hear somebody explain them way out of that to me. Glenax Wagwan. Exactly, you can't vote for people that is questionable. We don't know if them are criminal, we don't know if them are crook, we don't know if they make their money. We don't know if they stole ours. We don't know. That's why the statutory declaration is so important. Talk to me, no man.
Electorates elect them to work on our behalf, not the other way around. And I am pleading to especially the undecided voters at this point. I don't know what else will get you to understand the hism and schism of this government. I don't know what else will get you to understand the crookedness of this government.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
The lack of integrity of this government. The lack of accountability of this government. The gag-orderness of this government. The secrecy of this government. Closing our Parliament earlier than expected to prevent from making the contents of this report available to the public. What more do we need as Jamaicans, as well-thinking Jamaicans, to not allow these government leaders to continue to take us for a joyride, to continue to take us for fools?
When you remember that we Prime Minister Sui, that is an X beside the head. When you remember that 8 of them under investigation, that is an X beside the head. When you go there and you remember that Mark Golding has clean hands and a pure heart, that is an X beside the head.
This year are the victory here. What the progress people them there. The ones see every hand in the ear. And if we call it, and you know call it. 25 we call it.
We don't in a no only but talking with them, no bugger talking. This is the settlement of all confrontation. Mr. Prime Minister, put on your green sandals, your green clothes, your green washover boot, and call the election so that we can vote you out.
When you remember that this man is under investigation for illicit enrichment, that is a X beside the head. We don't want no more argument from with Gensec. We don't want no more argument from a Dayton Campbell. A man when afraid of no girl and no guy. Let me run that back because I want the undecided voters them to make sure them get it right. Now is not the time for we lay and play. This is not about gimmicks. We're talking about serious business right now. We're talking about the lives of our future generation. We're talking about the lives of our children and grandchildren. We are already living in our future. We are grown adults now. This is our future. And a time for playing our lay. Big up yourself, /DJ, the one at Isle. Christopher Robinson, big up yourself. Dwight Tyndale.
When you remember that we Prime Minister Sui, that is an X beside the head. When you remember that 8 of them under investigation, that is an X beside the head. When you go there and you remember that Mark Golding has clean hands and a pure heart, that is an X beside the head.
This year are the victory here. What the progress people them there. The ones see every hand in the ear. And if we call it, and you know call it. 25 we call it.
We don't in a no only but talking with them, no bugger talking. This is the settlement of all confrontation. Mr. Prime Minister, put on your green sandals, your green clothes, your green washover boot, and call the election so that we can vote you out.
When we look at 10 years in office and they constantly come out to blame the People's National Party, that should also be a X beside the head. When, after 10 years, they say that they're serious about the people's business and know we should choose Jamaica, and they have not built not even one dege school, and we look and we see the failures.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Of our children, the failures of the future generation, that also should be a X beside the head. We cannot make any error. We cannot make any mistake for this general election. Time come, and the time come now. We don't want a tainted leader. We don't want a leader of secrecy. We don't want a liar leader. We don't want a dishonest leader. We want leaders with truth, openness, transparency, integrity, accountability, you name it. Sharon Bernard, big up yourself. Winston Burton. Vilma Hall, big up yourself, sis. We don't want a set of leaders who goes after all the entities and independent bodies who are set in place to hold them accountable.
So he promised that he would lobby on our behalf when he stated that you have a few rich, and a whole lot of poor. It is not a small gap. It is a wide gap. You hear what I say, Andrew Holness said 2015? You have a few rich, and a whole heap of poor. And it is not a small gap. It is wide. And we see where the same Andrew Holness, who said that he was going there to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, so the poor can see some more of the wealth. Probably only 80 could compare the highest level of inequality of income. That's the word, or those the word out of the Prime Minister's mouth. So he knows that 99% of Jamaica are sufferer. Him know say a 1% of Jamaica have everything. So him plays on the emotion of the people to get elected, saying that he would bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. So the poor people of Jamaica could have some more say. But what did the Prime Minister do? The Prime Minister go there and enrich himself, find himself enrolled and elect in the 1%, the higher echelons, the PSOJs, the oligarchs of Jamaica, and play on our emotion that he would go there and bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. So the poor can see some more grave upon them plate. Now we see the self-centered, the egoistic, and the narcissist of a man he is.
Now we see the egotistic, the self-centered, the narcissist of a man he is. The words of my brother, Aromatic Realistic TV. When the Prime Minister at one point was asked if any of the members on his side were under any form of scrutiny from the Integrity Commission, what did he say? I want to talk up to me in the comment section. What is going on here? Everybody hearing me? Everybody hearing me? Am I trying to ramp with my internet? Okay, you're hearing me. Okay. So I'm asking my bright sparks them in the comment section. When he was asked if anyone from his side was under investigation for illicit enrichment, what did he say? I want to hear from Uni in the live chat. What did he say? Anybody remember? Yes, my sis Valerie. Big up yourself, Andy. Ja, big up yourself. Simon, big up Derval. Dorrit, big up. Fitzroy, big up yourself. Maureen. He said he looked near and far. My God, he marks far and wide. But yet still, he never asked himself. He was the first one. And what did he do? He took our Integrity Commission to the court. The liard man say, he marks far and wide, him search far and wide, and nothing. But yet still, he was the same one who placed a gag order on the ministers, telling them not to disclose to any journalist, not to disclose to the public whether they were under investigation for illicit enrichment. Do we really want to continue with a man like this? He stated that he would have bridged the gap between the rich and the poor. And what did he do? Somebody in the live chat talk up to me, no, man. What did he do? Bless up yourself, Verna. What did he do instead of bridging the gap like he has promised, or he had promised? What did he do? The man went and use them majority and them sign off pan and them take 300% increase. So as somebody that would really want to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor? Big up Uriel, Willard, big up yourself. And as somebody that would really want to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor? The man sue the state. The IC, the independent entity that should stamp out corruption, put out a report because it seems to me that he was not forthcoming with certain information to them as it relates to his finance. And like I've always been saying for the people them to understand, that him have the key for settle all of this by giving them the schedule of his expenses. And that's all, you know. Make them say what and what you spend, and make them say how you come by all of what you have acquired. That's all he needed to do to settle all of this, you know. But what did he do? He took the integrity commissions to the court. A man with 28 bank accounts. A whole lot of irregularities based on the IC report. $470 million moving around in accounts. And we must not question that. As well-thinking Jamaicans, we must not question that. No other prime minister in the history of Jamaica.
You know, people may have to move still here. Can we have some other video for drop? Pick up on yourself. Thanks for being here, and sooner or later here. Sorry for that, bro.